Hi everyone. I am going to try to demonstrate very quickly, and first I want to say first and foremost, please forgive my video quality. I'm still quite the amateur at this. I don't have the bucks for a high-tech video display, so you might see some out of focus views here at times, but I want to solder a hinge here very quickly just to show you the basics of how I like to solder or get a good joint. One of the first things you want to do is what I like to do is have the surface as clean as possible. This being brass, you don't want any kind of dirt or grime or sludge or film or anything on it. You want your surface to be as clean as possible. The cleaner your surface is, the better your solder joint, and the more to make your life easier when it comes to things working and your parts to stay where they should be. So what I like to do is tin my iron here just slightly, then go on the back of this here, the part, and flood that with some solder very quickly, just like so. Okay? Now this is a gooseneck hinge, and I'm going to take this here, once again make sure my surface is clean, my rod here. Go ahead and solder that. Hold it still. Let it set up and cool. And there we go. Now that joint isn't quite strong enough because it's still a little bit loose on the one side here, so I'm going to repeat this. Of course, when you touch the solder, it's going to want to come loose again, but that's okay. And I have some flux here that I'm going to be putting on it. Matter of fact, I'll do that right now. I have some flux here. Let's take a little bit of plumber's flux. And let's see if we can reflow this here. And once I reflow that, I want to clean this off because flux can be pretty acidic and pretty caustic. So hold it still. Bring that down a little bit lower. Hold it still, let it set up, and there we go. Pretty good, if I must say so myself. I'm going to test it out a little bit, flex it a little bit, make sure it doesn't snap, because the last thing I want are broken hinges. Now I will flow just a little bit more flux on that, just a little bit. Okay, let's still dab here, and let's just touch this one more time. There we go. I'm going to bring that down a little bit lower. I want that to be at the end of that hinge as possible, much as possible. There we go. That's about as good as that's going to get. When you're done soldering, you want to always tin your iron when you're done. And I have some heavier solder here that I like to use to tin the iron. And matter of fact, what I like to do, the best thing to do, is to cut the iron off, and while it's cooling down, flood your tip with solder and just let that baby cool down, let it set. Reason why, when you go back to solder the next time, your tip will be nice and shiny and clean. A clean tip is very, very important when you're soldering. I used to train soldering. My job is totally new now. But when I train people to solder, one of the first basics is, hey, get that iron clean, keep it clean, get your surface clean. You want to get the heat in and get it away as quickly as possible. More heat does not a good part make. You break down the properties of solder, you burn all the flux out, and then folks wonder why they got cracking solder joints and bad flow and cold solder after so long. So that's pretty much it, and hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned, got more to come. See ya.